So we do have an Epstein update. Newly unsealed Oversight Committee files just exposed something remarkable. During the 2019 Michael Cohen hearing, one of the most intense political moments of that year, a Democrat delegate was receiving real-time messages from Jeffrey Epstein. You know, like the disgraced financier everybody wants to have questions answered on, including me. And that, all of that was happening while she was preparing to question Michael Cohen live on camera. And these messages line up almost perfectly with the exact moments she leaned into her questioning. And if that sounds unusual, folks, that's, because it is. Investigators review the timestamps and match them with C-SPAN footage, and the overlap is extremely close, like within a millisecond. And Epstein's name appearing anywhere near a congressional hearing targeting President Trump has set off a political firestorm. But the cover-up is much, much worse. I want you guys to let me know in the comments, should Congress dig deeper into these messages aligned so precisely? Let me know your thoughts below, and we've got more details ahead. So my name is Tom, I'm with the Daily Beltway, and I'm also a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And today we're breaking down newly released Oversight Committee documents showing that real-time messages from Jeffrey Epstein, like, the disgraced financier, were received by a Democrat delegate during the 2019 Michael Cohen hearing. And guys, don't forget, we're a growing channel, and every like, comment, share, and subscription helps us grow. I mean, you have to see this.
President of the United States. And while we were once driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that only black people could live that way. Attorney-client privilege, yes, I will turn it over.
You, as my friend Mr. Meadows pointed out, misled this committee even today in a written submission that contradicted your testimony. You have suggested you are going to review that. Are you going to review it in our next break to correct the record, yes or no?
Yes.
Question, you helped out the president's campaign or were involved in the campaign as a representative, as a spokesman, even in your words today. It was your idea for the campaign dating back to 2011. Is that accurate, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Weisenberg and other individuals, Ms. Rona. Who are those individuals? Are they with the Trump Organization?
They are.
Are there other people that we should be meeting with?
So, Alan Weisselberg is the Chief Financial Officer.
Uh-huh. You got to quickly give us as many names as you can so we can get to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Ms. Rona, what is Ms. Rona's position?
Rona Graff is Mr. Trump's executive assistant.
And would she be able to corroborate many of the statements that you've made here?
Yes, her office is directly next to his, and she's involved in a lot that went on.
This is Plaskett and her staff declined to answer questions about the text messages Thursday. After the story published Friday evening, Plaskett's office issued a statement. During the hearing, Congresswoman Plaskett received multiple messages. And it says, as a former prosecutor, she welcomes information that helps her get to the truth and took on the GOP that was trying to bury the truth. The Congresswoman has previously made her long record combating sexual assault and her disgust over Epstein's deviant behaviors in support of his victims. That is crazy. So she was texting him in real time while that thing was going on. And the Oversight Committee released more than 20,000 pages this week. And inside that massive drop were screenshots of messages sent to Delegate Stacey Plaskett during the exact minutes she was preparing to question Cohen. And reviewers say the messages included reminders, nudges, and real-time reactions tied directly to the topics raised on the hearing floor. I want you guys to let me know in the comments, does this look like common communication or something way more organized? And the timestamps are what's grabbing investigators. They match almost minute for minute with the C-SPAN video. And as Cohen responded to questions about Trump's business operations, messages from Epstein happened to appear. Seconds later, those same talking points surfaced in Plaskett's questioning. And Republicans say this is a dangerous sign of outside influence. Even if nothing illegal occurred, the idea that Jeffrey Epstein, someone with a long record of issues, was communicating with a member of Congress during a hearing aimed at denouncing President Trump is raising major concerns. And Democrats claim the situation is being overblown, and they're arguing that lawmakers received countless texts during hearings from staff members, supporters, critics, and random observers. But the identity behind these messages is what changes the entire equation. And this is the part that they didn't expect. Epstein's messages were direct, pointed, and immediately acknowledged. They weren't background noise. They were part of a rapid back and forth before Plaskett questioned Cohen. And that is why millions of viewers are now comparing the synced clips, demanding answers about who really shaped this exchange. And for conservatives, this raises serious questions about whether a key hearing used to attack President Trump was influenced, by somebody outside the room, like Jeffrey Epstein. And if you guys got value from this update, please tap subscribe. My opinion is next. And this is why this matters for our nation. Congressional hearings are supposed to reflect the independent judgment of the elected officials asking questions, not the influence of controversial outside figures. When Jeffrey Epstein named appears in newly released files tied to a high-profile hearing that targeted President Trump, the public deserves to understand exactly how and why that happened. So even if nothing criminal took place, the optics alone damaged trust in these proceedings. And what the hell was he doing texting a congresswoman during a hearing? A hearing watched by millions should never have hidden contributors whispering in the background. And when the messages align so closely with the delegates' live questioning, people naturally want transparency. And again, those Americans deserve institutions that operate openly without back-channel involvement, and that truth should never depend on who has access to a member's phone. So again, stay aware, stay engaged, and stay informed, and God bless.